I love this list, man. We've seen some stuff.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Soarin and Scratchin. I am EagleFan.
Oh, yes, and I'm Evil Chicken.
There you go.
I had
Sorry,
a momentary
he's in witness protection now, so he didn't want to say.
I've been, exactly. It's house arrest. This
We
damn
are
man is driving me nuts.
And what we are going to do for you tonight is we are going to go over what we believe are the 5 best individual concert acts we have seen. By individual concert acts, we mean there may have been 4 bands performing, but the one band that was great, that's the one that stands out, and that's the one that'll be on this list. So
I love this list, man. This really, just like the last one we did. This one really made me put my thinking cap on, because, geez, Dave, we are men of a certain age, and we've seen some shows. We've seen some stuff.
yes, for 2 guys that are 25 years old, we've seen a lot.
I'll say. Hell, I've got action figures back here that are 25 years old. Because yes, I'm a man-child. But enough about me. Let's go on.
Okay, so we are going to go through the top 5s.
Yes.
We're going to pause after we get to number 2. We'll give a couple little honorable mentions in there as well.
Digging it.
Because we like including people. People should be included.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Now,
we are an inclusive lot.
Now, with that said,
yes,
I will let you go first with your entries on this one, and then we'll alternate from there.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Since I went first last time, I'll let you go first this time.
Well, that's very kind of you. We had some overlap actually, which was, I guess, to be expected. We've been to a lot of shows together, and we've been to a lot of shows apart. But I've had the luxury and the joy, if you will, of seeing some of the absolute best concerts with you. And let me just start with a little band. As if you saw our video before this, you know that I'm about to talk about a concert on September 13th of last year. It was Avatar. Avatar was at the Fillmore in Philadelphia, and Dave and I were there. They have been described as a whole bunch of different things. One of my personal favorite descriptions is a grease-painted Swedish death industrial progressive metal ensemble. Just rolls right off the tongue. Yes, the simple fact of the matter is, they are just this amazing force of nature. We went out and saw them there and blew my mind. It was just the showmanship, the musicianship. When Johannes goes off stage, he's the lead singer. When he goes off stage, he comes back, and I think it was during Puppet Show, Dave, and he's got this trombone. He starts playing the trombone, and it's like, what? This is just like amazing. And yes, you know, to be fair, the trombone is a heavy metal instrument. So there we are.
I am upset that I didn't include that in one of my moments.
Well, no, I thought you did.
You mean the show? I didn't include the trombone.
It was just an amazing show. It's in my top 5. There we are.
Let me give a little bit of a spoiler away here. Oops. And apparently my dog is also trying to.
Are you bleeping?
Apparently Mia is also letting you know. You did you sank my battleship on that one. Not for my number 5.
Right.
But it will be upcoming next, so we can just kind of glaze over that when it happens. My number 5 is also a show that we saw together. a group that we saw together, and I know I am hitting one of yours on this one. This was March of 2019 at the Fillmore.
Yes, it was.
It's a Swedish death metal group named In Flames. I had no idea before that concert that I would ever say that I am into Swedish melodic death metal. But who knew? I am. I thought it was a great show. They were so tight from opening to finish. It was amazing. Musically, they were incredible. The singer was great. He had a good personality as well with how he was reaching out to the fans, and I thought it was a wonderful show. It was a great show. The energy they had was worth it, and I've learned so much more about that group since then. I'm like, I have got to see these guys again, and right now the name of the castle is escaping me, but they do a concert every year now. They've done in Sweden. They actually have this concert. It's for a bunch of sort of more local bands there in Sweden, and it's a 2-day event, and they headline each of those days with those other bands playing ahead of time. It's at a concert on a mountain somewhere in the back territory of Sweden. It looks like an amazing place to go to, and just an incredible place to see a show. So just seeing that, we've got to go there and see them. It's
Dave,
usually same time as, or right around the same time as Vakken. So maybe we can make a whole big trip out of it once we hit that lottery.
Once we hit the lottery, once the world gets a clear, once it gets an okay, 2 weeks after Fauci says, hey, it's okay, then I'll be out shopping. But and going to Wacken with you. And of course, that castle. What is that name? If you remember what the name is, put it down here in the comments, please. Thanks. Okay, Dave. We must be like broadsides because my number 4 is In Flames. So let's just keep talking about them.
Okay. Well, basically, my number 4 was Avatar, so we just had them flipped.
In Flames. What can you say that we haven't already said? It brought me to my feet, screaming for more. They are, quote unquote, one of the pioneers of melodic death metal. And what I dig are the harmonies. And I know that sounds odd when you're talking about death metal, but the harmonies that you hear between the 2 lead guitars, and Anders when he goes between the growling and to that clear voice, it's amazing. Yes. I mean, it's just a great show, and they've been around a while, and we just discovered them last year. It was March 1st of last year, and in that time definitely became huge fans. Just a great catalog of albums too. The Battle was great, but I want to keep saying I the Mask or In the Mask, but it's I the Mask.
I the Mask.
Right, Dave?
Yes.
And thank you. Just a great, solid album, a solid effort. And the beautiful thing is, after 13 albums, they are still a damn viable band. And it feels like they're still hungry. And to see them live is just amazing. Yeah, dude, we need to go to that castle, and we need to storm it because it was amazing. And we need more moments.
Yes.
So there we go. It's your turn.
Well, actually, we already covered my 4, which was Avatar, and I pretty much covered that correctly. So we're up to your 3.
Oh, geez. That went quick. Okay.
Yeah. I got to say, though, I'm not going to hit you on any of these next 3. These are all ones that you were not at.
Fair enough. I can dig it. In September of 1986, in the Philadelphia Spectrum, it was the first real concert I had ever been to. And the band's name is Genesis. Genesis spoke to me. It still speaks to me. Just a great, solid band. Even, originally like has this prog rock thing going on, then it becomes rock, and then it becomes more poppy near the end of their recording career. But that transition itself, a lot of bands never get to make that evolution. And you have to do the evolution because the musicianship alone was worth it. But Phil Collins, I've seen him live like 3 times. Just phenomenal. But Genesis together was great. It was right after Invisible Touch just dropped, came out, which was a poppy album. The one before it, Genesis, loved it. That was my introductory drug, I think. And then Duke before that, I love Duke and Abacab and Trick of the Tail, and then you get into the Peter Gabriel stuff, and then there were 3, and forget about it. It was awesome. It was a great show, and Mike Rutherford, Tony Banks, and of course Uncle Phil Collins on vocals. They opened with Mama, and that was awesome. This was MMR, for those of you playing at home. That's a radio station in the local area here, Philadelphia market, and it's been around for 52 years now. Their birthday was, I think, a day or 2 ago. Anyway, they recorded this concert, and every time I hear the recording from that, I'm like, I was there.
Very cool.
And yeah, so there we go. That's my number 3 choice.
Now that wasn't the show you got into the accident at, was it?
No, that was actually the second time. No, the first time I saw Billy Joel. That
okay.
That didn't make my moments list, but
I can't say that I blame it.
Yeah, but that was intriguing.
Okay, I have never seen Genesis, so I can tell you they're not on my list.
Gotcha.
My number 3, and I was back and forth on my 3rd and 2nd here on which was going to go in which position. I ended up settling with, it was a show at the TLA earlier this year.
Okay.
Devin Townsend.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
He's a Canadian musician.
Right.
That's really the best way to describe him. He plays guitar, he sings. He actually used to sing, I believe, for Steve Vai.
Really?
So
no kidding.
Yeah, he's 48, I believe, 49, right in that area.
Right.
And he's got like 27 different albums that he's been on that are out. So he's done a lot.
Right.
It was just, so far I've been doing concert reviews since we started this last year.
Right. Yeah.
I know you've seen them on my blog and stuff.
I've enjoyed them very much.
First of those concerts that I actually gave a perfect 10 to.
Wow.
That was just an amazing night. It was so hard for me to put them just at 3, but the other 2 had other things going with them that just made them stand out. So no spoilers on who those are, but we shall see them shortly. So the ball is in your court.
Oh, wow. What do you know? Goodness gracious. Okay, well, I'm going to go with Philadelphia, the Wachovia Center, November 17th, 2008. AC/DC. AC/DC is a band that we grew up with. And it was the last time that the original lineup was together, at least for a tour. And what I mean is Malcolm Young was alive. Brian Johnson wasn't kicked out because he couldn't hear. And Phil Rudd, he wasn't in prison because he went full Tiger King and he tried to have somebody killed. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap, that kind of thing.
Was it Carol Baskin?
It was that bitch Carol Baskin. So, but that being said, allegedly, he did some time for it. I'm not saying, Phil, if you're out there, please forgive me. I've loved your work all these years. So, what was great? I mean, Brian Johnson, he was 61 years old at the time. I'm 51 now. It doesn't look it. I look like the old man of the friggin' sea. But he was 61, and he had absolutely no problem running and jumping on that friggin' bell and swinging out into the audience. And I was like, yeah, it's good to be able to say that we saw these people. Angus was, I think, 51. Let me see here. I was taking notes. Anyway, this guy, he's running across the stage, doing his duck walk. I got a chance to see AC/DC before they weren't AC/DC anymore. So I was happy at that. So that's my, number 2?
Okay. My second is second for a couple of reasons. One is I was there with my daughter.
Gotcha.
We went to Camden. This was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2018, I believe.
Okay.
We saw Shinedown and a few other groups. Shinedown was amazing, and the concert that they did was great. It was a perfect introduction because they had their new album out,
right?
But they were actually supporting Godsmack on that tour, so they weren't touring their album. So what they did was basically only a couple songs off the new album, but it was basically a greatest hits of their collection. So you got to hear a bunch of these songs that you wouldn't have heard if they were just there touring their album. So I thought it was a great show. We had the moment with the Simple Man acoustic where they came out and played at a little platform that was just a couple feet away from us.
Remarkable.
Got to spend the evening with my oldest daughter, who got to enjoy the music and enjoy the concert. It was just an overall very fun event. And also, let me tell you, Shinedown has been among the loudest of any of the concerts that I have seen. I've seen them 4 times, and 2 of those times, definitely the loudest. The other time was the MM Barbecue. They were fairly loud then. Didn't stand out as much as it did the other 2 times. The last time I saw them was one at the casino where it was at the casino. So, yeah. But definitely a great show. This was at Camden, and we had our seats were okay. They were right near where the sound guy was, right in that area.
Oh, cool. That's not bad. That's actually good seating.
That's actually why when we weren't too far from there when we went to the MM Barbecue. I was kind of hoping there. Well, maybe they'll kind of do the same thing here.
Oh yeah, the MM Barbecue was great, man. Absolutely great. What a great experience, though, to share that with your daughter. I think that's great. Good choice.